Hello students, I welcome you all again to the next class, next topic and first case study of this year. Students, as I have promised you to bring you a case the moment I complete my first unit, and I have completed the first unit where last class I just told you that I will bring you a case regarding the perception regarding. So today I am ready with a case. Just before that, I just like to recap the concept what I discussed in my last class regarding perception. I told you that perception is nothing but a way what we perceive to the things which going all around us. We may not respond equally to a common person, to a common incident, to a common dialogue, to a common word or article. We may not respond equally. Our response may different. Persons' different responses are quite different to a similar thing, to a similar condition. So perception is the intellectual process, what I told you last class. Perception is that intellectual process which interpret the human sensory stimuli, stimuli into a meaningful response, which is generally different in case of a different individual. So I told you that how perception is the procedure of understanding, receiving, organizing, interpreting of the different stimulus condition, and interpret and respond separately to the environment. So in simple word I can say that perception is nothing but response of an individual, understanding the responses of individual differently to the similar condition, similar situation, or you can say person or dialogue. I just don't want to go again depth of the perception what I just told last class, but today I will try to make you people more clear on the case 1, today's case, that is 6 blind men and an elephant. 6 blind men and an elephant. I told you last class that how our sensory organ determines that what we will respond. So as all we know that we have the five sensory organ: eyes, ear, tongue, nose and skin. These 5 sensory organ make or constitute the response of any individual, and it is that psychological factor which leads to individual behavior, which determines and decides individual's response either positively, negatively or neutral. So friends, today what I have decided to explain, that is the response of 6 blind fellow to a common creature, that is elephant. In last few years I have been explaining this case to different class of students, and I discussed inside the classroom and solved it and tried to got response from different people. The case study itself, whenever we confront a case or try to solve a case, we use our perception to solve it. It means whenever I offer you a case, we may not expect that result and solution will be similar for all you people. How is it possible? It is really possible through the the response that we, the perception that we generate psychologically. It means as human perception are different, human perseverance is different to different condition. So we cannot think alike, we cannot interpret alike, we cannot respond alike. As a result, we solve the cases differently. What I will explain today, that how 6 blind fellow, in fact it's not a real practical case of an organization what I have taken a bit easy case to you as the first case. In upcoming days I will bring you the cases related to the organizational prospect and context. But today I will give you a very interesting story which simply denotes that how the perseverance of different individual, all are right in their own prospect, everyone is right in their own prospect, but which lead to conflict at later stage. Once upon a time in a village, there were 6 blind fellow. They all were good friends. They all were good friends. They lived. Though they all are blind from their birth, they have not seen the world, they have not seen the color, they have not seen the texture, they don't know how day appears, how night likes, or how a snake appears, how sun appears, how rainbows appear. They don't know anything. They simply predict, they simply just create a imaginary texture in their brain, and they accept it while they presenting it to the outer world in their own way. So in that village they came to know that the princess of that kingdom where they live, that the princess will visit to their village on elephant ride. On the back of the elephant, she will ride through the village and will meet the villagers. So although they heard about elephant, but all those 6 blind person never predicted how really an elephant appears. They only knew that an elephant who lives in thorny forest, dense forest, and sometimes they know that they are coming down to spoil the crops of the villagers. They just heard that much only, but they never appeared or approached physically to an elephant. So what really they decided? They decided actually how an elephant appears. They just try to know it, judge it by physically touching its texture. So that, because they don't know whether it is a huge one, whether it is a circle one, whether it is a round one, triangular one, or it's like a dog, or it's like a it's like a river. They don't know anything about elephants. So they decided once mutually that let's go and check that how elephant really appears. But when the way towards the jungle, they knew actually, they just got the information where the elephants could be found. And so they just try to visit that place, and they try to approach that how really the elephant appears. So what I can say, I just like to say that when they towards the way towards the jungle, towards the elephant, unfortunately they missed their path. All 6 friends, just segregated their way. That means they lost their way and separated themselves towards their experiment, isn't it? वो बिछड़ गए, रास्ते में बिछड़ गए, they separated themselves, and they still they were such curious that they didn't want to, they didn't really want to forget about the texture of the elephant. They self-determined that we must know how an elephant. So individually, separately, they try to judge it, so that whenever they return back to their home, they will share their experience to all other friends. So I just like to tell you the experience of every blind fellow regarding regarding the texture and the physical appearance of an elephant. What really they try to do, first I just like to explain from the angle of first friend 1. So when the first friend number 1, when he approached and reached to as they are, they were blind enough, they are not in the position to judge through their eyes. They simply try to approach the elephant through their palms. Understood? So what exactly the first friend tried to do, he just tried to appear an elephant from its belly side, belly, from the belly part. Whenever the elephant touched that belly, then he found, and he just expected or compared that it is just like a wall. How a wall appears. So first friend predicted that elephant is equal to wall. Understood? And he just predicted and just drew the conclusion of its own and just tried to return back. In the similar way, whenever friend 2 appeared the elephant, as they have not decided how to approach elephant, they simply randomly try to approach the elephant as a blind man actually approaches. So second friend approached the elephant from the front side, from the trunk itself. He approached the elephant from its trunk. I can say the first friend approached the elephant from his belly, and he concluded that elephant is just like wall. But second friend, when he approached the elephant from the trunk itself, he just judged elephant is nothing but like a snake, because he knew the texture of snake. So he judged, second friend judged elephant it's like a snake from its trunk. So second friend judged the same creature from the different angle, from the front side, and judged and drew the conclusion that snake is nothing but like a snake. The elephant was judged by the second friend. Similarly, third friend, when third friend judged the elephant, he just reached to the another portion of the elephant, and he reached the backside of the elephant and touched the tail of the elephant, and he drew the conclusion that elephant is nothing like a rope. Elephant is nothing like a rope, and he judged by its tail. Understood? So the third blind man simply drew the conclusion, simply marked out from its back of the elephant, and he is told that elephants are nothing but like a rope, ordinary rope. Fourth friend, next, he appeared the elephant from the right hand side, and simply he touched the ears of that elephant, of another elephant. They reached to different elephants, and they drew the knowledge from different other elephants. So fourth friend simply tried to judge the elephant from the right hand side, and he approached the ear of the elephant, and he found it is just like a hand fan that he used in his home. So he simply expected or predicted that elephant is nothing but like a hand fan. Elephant is equal to hand fan, and he approached it from its ears. Understood? So this is the fourth friend. These are the typical responses what blind people are really judging, drawing their views from different posture and position of an elephant. In the similar way, if we will talk about next, it is fifth friend. When fifth number friend approached an elephant, he reached to the lower part of the elephant, and he reached to the legs of the elephant, and he approached that elephant in such a way he experienced it earlier whenever he touched to a log of tree, tree log. Whenever he touched the tree log, whatever texture he saved in his brain, the similar kind of experience he got from the elephant's leg. So he judged elephant is wood of log. Elephant is equal to wood of log. It is from the legs itself. So fifth friend judged the fifth number friend simply judged the elephant from the leg itself in the form in that condition he expected, he viewed that elephants really appears like a wood of log. Finally, last one, friend number sixth, friend sixth, when last friend appeared the elephant, again he reached to the front part of the elephant, and he approached the tusk of the elephant, tusk of the elephant, and he drew it that elephant is equal to a roll stick. characteristic and by its task. This is the way how all the friends drew different conclusion, drew different information, and they at night, evening, when they reach to their home, to the village, they come up and explain that how, what information, what experiences they had with them, and but it was not similar to one another. It is very contradictory to one another, completely contradictory. It is completely against views, are completely different from one another. As a result, they explain that how and they try to prove that they are correct. Every sixth friend, the time was there, they were very close friend, and right now they are started fighting among themselves and by their own stand that really how an elephant appears. So friend, what we understand through this particular case, that what is perseverance, what is perception, how we judge people, how we judge things. The condition is similar, same, but how we respond differently to a similar condition, to a different similar concept. How really we approach differently to a similar concept, a similar condition and situation. This is what we can say, people perception different from person to person. In organization, we can also find that organization consisting of numerous variants, numerous kind of people having numerous thought, numerous social class, different economic section, different social background, different political thought, and definitely we must expect a unique perception, unique mindset among themselves. Definitely lead to a different kind of behavior which is necessary to control, manage, and judge in order to reach the organizational goal. So what is your task, your exercise here, to judge that being the sarpanch of that village, because they later on they reach to the sarpanch of that village and taking this into his view in order to solve this conflict and controversy among all the six blind fellow. Being the sarpanch of that village, your duty is to convince all of them you all are correct. But how can you? It's your duty. It is an exercise that how this particular conflict could be resolved by convincing each and every blind fellow into a common angle or common conclusion. Being the head man, being the sarpanch of the village, solve this issue by setting you perfect logic in front of them. So I hope you enjoyed this particular case, and this could help. This case definitely help to understand the concept of perception too well. And I will get the response from you people through a WhatsApp group. Solve this case and give your responses, your solutions separately. I will check it and judge it, how far you understood it, and how far you are comfortable with the concept of perception. Thank you very much for viewing me. Hope your study going well. Next class I will start unit 2. Just before that, if possible, I will come up with one more new case regarding personality and motivation. and will discuss you and will get your response early. Thank you.